Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Please go and hit the subscribe button before you go any further, and at the end of the video, stay until the end. Hit the like button, help me out, get my watch hours up, and help me get to my target of 1,000 subscribers. Nearly been a year that we've been doing this now, so I record this. We're sitting at 130 subscribers, so the more the merrier. And if I can get there, I'll be really happy. Got to get to the magic 1,000 to make YouTube pay attention to me. But anyway, today's deck tech. I'm going to be honest, you've all seen what it is, so I'm not going to hide it for any longer. It is going to be Rhea, Ivor, Bane of Banehold, 2 black and a white for a 3/4 Phyrexian Knight with Battle Cry. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, the next time target creature would deal combat damage for one or all players, prevent that damage, put that many might tokens into play with Toxic 1 they can't block. Right, now when I originally built this deck, I've got to be honest, it was a toxic deck. It revolved around getting creatures with infect. It revolved around getting mites into play, making those mite tokens even more prevalent with anointed procession. And you know what? It was boring. I'm going to be honest, it was boring. You can build it. I may do it again and just show you what I mean at some stage. But I want to try and do something different. And I wanted to really try and abuse the battle cry mechanic. Now, it's not that easy, believe it or not. There are not that many creatures in Magic that have been printed with battle cry. Well, in these 2 colours anyway. So, I did a lot of soul searching. And I went through it. And I thought about it. And I grabbed some of the creatures that have got battle cry. And then I looked at the thing and went, oh yeah, there's Circle of Royalty. So, it is, without a shadow of a doubt, a tribal deck. And it is Black-White Tribal Knights. Hopefully you're still here and you're listening to me. So, let's just go through it. The usual selection of black and white lands all the way through the deck. There are some pricey ones in here, I'll be honest now. We've got Concealed Courtyards here, Fabled Passage. I've chucked in my marsh flats. I've also chucked in a little bit further down my scrubland that I've got on MTGO. I don't own, well, marsh flats I own. Scrubland I don't. So you may want to take this out and put another white land, another plains in, another swamp in, something that you can afford if you're building it in real life. But, on here, it's pretty good. Sorry, don't know why I clicked on that. Anyway, the ramp. Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Orzhov Signet, and Talisman of Hierarchy. That's our ramp for this deck. We're not going any further than that. And we are going down the Knight route. So, there is 1 non-Knight left in the deck if I've made the counts right. So we've got Vampiric Tutor to go and find what we need. We've got Elixir of Immortality to make sure our Knights can come back into play. The 1 Knight that I believe still in the deck is Signal Pest. I just didn't have the heart to cut it. It can't be blocked except by creatures with flying and reach, and it does the battle cry thing. And I figured, Rhea may have it as a pet at some stage. There's something here. Could be a Signal Pest in their hand. I'm not sure, but I decided to keep it in just because of that. It's a bit like having a pirate thing. Don't do pirates, these are knights. Anyway, the other knights. We've got some classics. So, Accorder Paladin has got Balcry. At a 1/3, it's going to die quite rapidly. But we've got Worthy Knight from Throne of Eldraine to get some more knights. When we cast knights, we get some tokens. Yeah, they're humans, but you've got to do something to clear up the horse poo after the knights have ridden by. Knight of the White Orchid, go and find a plains. Knight of the White Shield. We're really going back in time now. Protection for black, 2/1. Pay a white first strike, pay 2 white, pump it. And you can pay the 2 white as many times as you want. Obviously, the very first knight that came into play, I think it may have been beta. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was alpha and beta. White knight. First strike, pro black. Yeah, okay, that's good. Go for the throat. There's a little bit of removal to do with all the stuff. Then we've got Knight of Infamy from M13. As long as someone's got Exalted and pro white. We've got Knight of Malice, hexproof from white, and as long as someone controls a white, as long as any player, including yourself, because it does say any player, gets +1/+0. So first strike with hexproof from white, and basically most of the time in our deck coming down for 2 mana at a 3/2 level. If you're going to have the white knight, you've got to have the black knight. Likewise, you've got to have Knight of the Stronghold as well, to give the protection from white and do the exact reverse of what our Order of the White Shield did up here. Used to mix and match these things. These going back to Ice Age. You can't tell it from here, but they were Ice Age. I mean, these were Masters Edition 2 on MTGO, but they were Ice Age, I'm fairly sure. Order of the Ebon Hand, if I remember correctly, came in Homelands, but, same thing again. And then Corpse Knight, moving back up in time to M20. Creature enters battlefield under your control, everyone loses a life. Sky Hunter Strike Force is here as well. Might as well have melee, and as long as you control your commander, other creatures you control have melee. And melee, if you don't remember, is whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. For each opponent you attack this combat. So, if you attack if you've still got 3 players, everything's getting +3/+3 if they've all got melee. So it's pretty good. Anyway, Teferi's protection, because you do need to protect your knights at some stage. Likewise, a bit of an unbreakable formation. Always wanted. Don't know if any of you have played Warhammer, but there used to be a army in Warhammer Fantasy Battle called Bretonnians. Used to have a knight, a wedge shape, so a knight at the front, then 2 knights, then 3 knights, then 4 knights. A bit like a snooker table or pool table setup. Just made me think of this, so I decided to put unbreakable formation in. Seemed like a good plan. Anyway, going back to real cards. Adelaine, Resplendent Cathars here. Fiend Slayer Paladins in as well. A bit of life gain. Can't be the target of red or black spells. So, And then Knight Exemplar. Now, there is an argument that Swiftfoot Boots or something similar should be in the deck. Yes, it should probably to protect this, but it seems like one card to protect one card. Nah, I'll worry about it. If it gets killed off, I'll hopefully shuffle it back in with Elixir of Immortality. But it does give all your other knights indestructible until it dies. So, maybe you want to do it. Muradin Crusader. Might as well have the double strike and pro black, pro green. Paladin on Vec as well for the pro black and red and first strike. So we can't complain with that. The Silver Paladins here as well. It's still a knight, even though it's a paladin. I suspect D&D players will argue with this, but anyway. Get the soul paired going on. Give them all double strike. And Sky Hunter Skirmisher comes in as a flying knight that's got double strike already. So 3 mana for 2/2, basically. Not too bad. Midnight Reaper is a knight, even though it's a zombie. It's still a knight. Take some damage, draw a card when they die. Soul Shatter, to do the whole sacrificing the highest mana value creature or planeswalker everyone controls. Pact of the Serpent is our card draw spell. This has come in from Kaldheim Commander. It was in the Elf deck, which I think you can still buy in the store. Choose a creature type. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, or X is the number of the creatures you control. Now, be careful. You will be having a lot of knights in play. They are quite cheap, but you really do need to draw the cards occasionally, so that's why it's here. If you're going to have Paladin on Vec, you might as well have the Phyrexian Crusader as well to chuck the infect around. Infect's popular at the moment, so if you get some poison cannons on someone and someone's playing a proliferate deck, you might be staying in the game a bit longer because they might want to keep you around to help them out. Blood Curse Knight. We don't really control any enchantments in this deck, but it's a knight, it's a 3/2, it's okay. But we do have this enchantment, Knight's Charge. Whenever a knight you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Yeah, Throne of Eldraine's got a lot to answer for knights, and it's got a really nice ability. 8 mana, which is expensive, I agree, but sacrifice it and return all knight creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can do it at instant speed, which is just brilliant, because you can just have all your creatures die, and if you've got this in play, sack it off at the end of the player's turn before yours, get them all back, and you're going for a big swing, so bear it in mind. Quendin, Pride of Femir. Creatures you control with first strike have double strike. Now, a lot of our knights do have first strike. Knight of the White Orchid, or we can give them first strike. So that works out quite nicely, turning it to double strike. Valiant Knight, +1/+1 for the other knights, and then you can pay 5 mana and give them all double strike. Again, upsets people. Day of Judgment, because knights do get judged. Hero Bladeholds here, the battle cry. You get some nice soldier tokens when it attacks. Damnation to give you a black version of Day of Judgment. You can change these around. You can play Wrath of God here if you prefer. So you've got the same, they can't be regenerated clause if you want. The Eastern and Western Paladins are in just to get some targeted remover in for the white and green that upsets us. Aerial, Knight of Windgrace, to create some knights and then tap those knights to destroy target creature with power X or less. Sounds like fun. Doom Foretold gives you a knight token eventually. Now, I didn't realise Ilanda the Dusk Rose was a vampire knight. I'll be honest about this, but she's here. Or, yeah, she's here. Let's go with she. Yeah, it says her centuries long dead. Yeah, so I was right. Yeah, might as well get some vampires out of it if we can. And then we've got a couple of things. I figured there'd need to be at least one person in charge of all the knights, so I went with Sorin. The reason I'm playing this Sorin is because I want to do the -2 as soon as it comes into play to do the emblem bit for the +1/+0. The Solemn Visitor is there to do the +1 to give him +1 and lifelink until the end of turn. And then Utter End to take out something that's really annoying us. Hero of Gomafada is the only, well, one of 2 allies in the deck. The other one is Mundar's Vanguard. But, you know, if you get both in play, yes, the first time means you get a nice little bit of rallying and indestructible. And the second time, you get to tap them all and put +1/+1 counters on everything. So, you know, I think that's right. I can't remember the exact rules for cohorts. It's been a long time since I went this far back. So I may be wrong, but you know, hopefully I've got it right. If I've got it wrong, let me know in the comments. There you go. There's the first criticism you can make of a deck tech. Cathar's Crusade has my knights on it, so that had to come in, obviously. Cavalier of Dawn, have the elemental thing to blow up something we don't like. Yes, someone gets a golem out of it, but yeah, so what? Sir Conrad the Grim's here as our general. So, yep, you all know what that does. And Cavalier of Knights here as well. Sack another creature, destroy target creature opponent controls, and you get to return something. So it's a nice way of getting back things that may have been killed off by some fluke in the past. Aravad the Cursed is also here, which is a knight. It's got a Death Touch and Lifelink. And we've got a few other legendary creatures in here. And giving them all +2/+2. You know, even Ivor over here. Seemed like a really good plan, so didn't make sense to have this one here. And Vona, Butcher of Magda, is also Magan, something like that. Yeah, 7 life, destroy target, non-land permanent. Thank you very much. Yeah, vigilance for 7/7, can't complain. Silverwing Squadron. Someone pointed this out to me for another deck, and then it turned out it was a knight, so it came into this one. Power and toughness equal the number of creatures you control, and when it attacks, create a number of 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance equal to the number of opponents you have. Yeah, okay then. More knights. Lena, Selfless Champion, another way of giving all our knights indestructible with creatures you control with power less than Lena's, so yeah, helps a little bit. Sorim, Grim Nemesis, because if we're going to have the other 2 Sorins in, you might as well have this one in black and white. And at the end of the day, it does produce, if you can do the -9 thing, you do get all those nice little 1/1 black vampire knight creature tokens equal to the highest life total amongst all players, which will hopefully be yours. And then the last thing to point out, we've got to do it. It's Circle of Loyalty. For those of you who remember back when Throne of Eldraine came out, I think it was Seth and I think it was Krim who said this was one of the key cards ever to come out of Throne of Eldraine. No one saw it again. But it's here. It does do, you know, costs 1 less for each knight we control, pumps our creatures up, legendaries give us 2/2 knights, and at the end of the day, we can pay 4 mana and make a knight if we need to. So that's it. That's my more tribal deck on Ivor, Bane of Bladehold. It seemed like a bit more fun than just going down the normal let's do it as an infect deck. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I really do hope you hit the sub button. Please, if you haven't yet, please help me out and do so. Come and see me on Twitch. You can find a link in the description of the video along with the deck list, so you can have a look at that and see if you want to try and build Rhea this way. But if there's something major I've missed out somewhere, please let me know in the comments below. But please don't anyone say anything about Coat of Arms. Just don't. Coat of Arms is not, yes, it can go in here, but it's not a card I wanted to play in here. So I know that one's there, but that's it. So thanks for watching. Let me know. I think there's probably a couple of other artifacts that I could put in which would pump the creatures up. Let me know what you think, and hopefully you'll watch my next video or come and see me on the stream when I'll play it through. So take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.